Have you ever noticed how the rich make decisions that look risky, but somehow they always seem to win? And on the other hand, so many people avoid risks at all costs, but end up staying stuck forever? The real difference isn't money. It's psychology. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how the wealthy think before they make any major decision. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss insights that could reshape your financial future. Let's start with the most important truth. Most people make decisions based on fear, not facts. Fear of losing, fear of failing, fear of being embarrassed or looking stupid, fear of being wrong. Fear controls far more decisions than logic ever does. Now, the wealthy feel fear too. They're human, after all, but they don't let it sit in the driver's seat. Instead, they let logic, probability, and long-term thinking guide them to where they need to go. One of the biggest psychological differences between the rich and everyone else is their time horizon. The average person thinks in days or weeks. Their mind is focused on questions like, how fast can I get paid? Or, how soon will I see results? But the wealthy stretch their minds forward in time. They think in years, even decades. When you start thinking long-term, all those small, daily decisions suddenly become incredibly powerful. You begin to prioritize growth over comfort, stability over speed, and direction over distraction. Here's something the wealthy understand deeply. Short-term emotions cause long-term problems. Think about it. Most poor decisions happen in moments of high emotion. Buying things you can't afford just to impress others. Panic selling investments the moment they drop. Quitting a project too soon because you feel frustrated. Avoiding great opportunities simply because they feel uncomfortable or scary. The rich do the exact opposite. They work to remove emotion from the equation and replace it with cool, calm analysis. To think like the rich, you must learn to see every decision like an investor, not a consumer. The average person asks, how do I feel about this? The rich ask, what are the probabilities? They look at every single decision like a calculated bet. What are the odds it works? What are the odds it fails? What do I stand to lose if it goes wrong? And what do I stand to gain if it goes right? This simple mindset creates crystal clarity where fear and confusion used to live. When it comes to thinking about risks, the average person's mind immediately jumps to catastrophe, total failure, humiliation, losing absolutely everything. But the wealthy simplify the fear. They ask themselves two very practical questions. What is the real, actual worst-case scenario? Not the one my imagination cooked up. And second, can I survive it? If the answer is yes, then the decision becomes much simpler. They aren't fearless, they are just rational with their fear. Here's another powerful psychological strategy the wealthy use. They focus more on the potential upside than the potential downside. Most people get paralyzed by what they might lose and end up avoiding great opportunities. Wealthy people, however, actively pursue opportunities because of the potential gain. This is called an asymmetrical reward. If the downside is small and manageable, but the upside has the potential to completely change your life, that decision is almost always worth taking. The poor seek comfort. The rich seek information. Who do most people ask for advice? Their friends, their coworkers, or their family. And they do this even when those people have never studied investing, never built a business, never taken a real risk, and have never actually succeeded financially. It's not that they're bad people, they're just not qualified to give that kind of advice. The rich understand something simple. Advice is only valuable when it comes from someone who has already achieved the outcome you want. Wealthy people also tend to make decisions faster. Now, this isn't about being reckless, it's about being decisive. They research quickly, they analyze efficiently, and they commit as soon as the numbers and the logic make sense. Why? Because they know that hesitation kills more opportunities than failure ever will. The window of opportunity for anything great is always closing. Those who wait too long lose. Those who act learn, even if the initial attempt doesn't work out perfectly. Here's another huge psychological difference. The poor view money as something to protect at all costs. The rich view money as something to grow. Poor people are always playing defense with their finances. Wealthy people are always playing offense. Playing defense might keep you safe temporarily, but it will never make you wealthy. Offense is what builds wealth permanently. You simply cannot build a great financial life by avoiding risk your entire life. Growth always requires a measure of courage. The rich also use a powerful concept called second-order thinking. This means they don't just look at the immediate effect of a decision, the first-order consequence. They look at the effect, the second, third, and fourth-order consequences. Buying that expensive new gadget now might feel good in the moment, but how does that decision affect your savings later? Your stress levels later? The opportunities you can or can't afford later? The wealthy think in chains of consequences, not in isolated moments of impulse. They also understand the compounding effect of decisions. Most people think compounding only applies to money in a bank account, but the rich know it applies to our choices, too. One small, good decision repeated daily becomes a major, positive life shift over time. And one small, bad decision repeated daily becomes a major disaster down the road. Your habits are simply slow-moving decision machines. Your future is being built by what you repeatedly choose to do today. The wealthy also ask one question that almost no one else ever asks. What skill will this decision develop in me? They don't just chase outcomes, they chase capabilities. Because once you develop the right skills, like sales, negotiation, or investing, you can make money anywhere, anytime, and in any economy. Skill reduces risk. Skill creates real confidence. Skill makes every future decision easier. Wealthy decision-making also involves removing your ego from the process. Most people struggle to make changes because they are terrified of looking stupid. They fear starting small. They fear not being perfect on day one. The rich don't care about looking smart. They care about getting better. Their ego doesn't control them. Their long-term goals do. They're willing to be a beginner to become a master. The wealthy also understand the concept of reverse decision-making. When faced with a big, scary decision, they flip the questions. They ask, if this completely fails, can I rebuild from it? And if this succeeds, does it fundamentally change my life for the better? If the cost of failure is small and recoverable, and the reward of success is huge, they move forward with confidence. This is exactly why they take on opportunities that others are too afraid to touch. They also rely on one of the most powerful mental models there is, regret minimization. The question is incredibly simple. In 10 years, which action or inaction will I regret more? This simple question pushes them to take action driven by their future pride, not their present fear. It reframes the risk from what if I fail to what if I never even try. Ultimately, wealthy people make decisions that align with their goals, not their emotions. Not with social pressure, not with fear, and not with temporary feelings. Every big decision is filtered through a simple set of questions. Does this move me forward? Does this create long-term value? Does this expand my future possibilities? So how do the rich really make decisions? They think long-term. They use probabilities, not emotions. They calculate both the upside and the downside rationally. They study information instead of collecting opinions. They make decisions quickly but intelligently. They focus on growth over comfort. They choose strategy over fear. They prioritize skills over ease. And they act with clarity, courage, and confidence. You don't need to be rich to start thinking like the rich. You just need to adopt the mindset. If this video added value to your life, make sure to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe for more insights on wealth psychology, investing, and financial transformation. Thanks for watching.